Watch me teach you how to become a Playboy in 7 minutes. The biggest problem people have when they want to improve with women is that no matter their starting level, they do not acquire actual knowledge or skills relating to getting and retaining women because they get too emotional about it. When I first started, I was completely at zero. I had no experience. I was socially awkward. I had a very poor theory of mind about other people. I watched what they said instead of what they did. So I really could not figure out what is happening. And still, in a few years, I managed to become one of the people, probably the person I know that gets the most girls and the most girls that go crazy about him. And it shouldn't really be like that. I shouldn't really be that guy. But there's a reason that this happens. And the reason is that people that started at a better level than me, and people that got way more girls than me way earlier, made one huge mistake when interacting with them. They always saw that girl as their end goal. So they met a few women, then they met a more beautiful one that they liked more, and their only thought was retaining that girl. And they might have been like 18, 19, 20, whatever. And instead of thinking that, oh, this is just one step on my way, and when I'm like 35, I'm going to have like models, having my kids, they always think that, oh, I'm 19. It's probably the right time to get the best I can and make a wife out of her. And when you think like that, you do not get better. When you think like that, you have 0% of a growth mindset on any topic. You try to squeeze out all the juice with your like weak little hands at the time because you don't really have the experience to do it. You don't really have the experience to make a girl act right and get a very beautiful girl. But you still try with the girl you have and you get very frustrated because not everything works out and she like goes out with her friends and does some stupid stuff. And instead of seeing that as just data points, raw and emotional, you see all that as your girl is going out, oh my god, what I'm going to do, and you get very emotional about it. The difference here is that, for example, when I go on a first date, I used to do that for a very long time. The few minutes I waited for the girl, I would be in a headspace of, all right, I'm here, I'm going to have some fun if this goes well, or at the bare minimum, I'm going to try out some skills and make my skills better, and this is just a learning experience. This is the exact same thing I do even when the first date goes well and I really like the girl, she really likes me, and we end up having like a relationship. At that point, I also just test a bunch of things, and I have at the back of my mind that maybe I mess up and I screw up this relationship with this great girl, and it is what it is. Like, of course, I'm going to do my best. I'm not going to be sloppy about it. But if I mess it up, if I fumble the bug, there's another bug to be gotten. And guess fucking what? I'm going to be even better at it after I fumble this bug inevitably. Because yeah, I've got some skills now, but I'm going to fumble the bag. Like, I'm not going to get married to a girl right now. So at some point, it's going to be over. Like the best girl in the world with the best skills in the world. If you're not intending on getting things moving along to like marriage and kids, like what are you going to stay with her when you are like 30 and she's like 27? No, that's just stupid. So you have to see all your experiences with girls as learning experience that also provide some fun for you and for the girl, and you have a great time. But it's going to last a limited amount of time, and at some point you might fumble it, and that's all right, because your end goal is not to marry this girl. Even if you feel like it right now, that's just feelings in your head. You can watch some of my videos to understand that feelings, like, they're temporary and they don't really matter and how you should think about them. But the point is that you have to see everything as a learning experience that can also provide some fun. And of course, you should do your best. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't really get emotional about it. Even if you mess up and the girl stops liking you, being heartbroken and crying about it, it's not really the way to go. Because when you are like that, you create a bunch of baggage for you in your head that's going to slow your progress down. And you're never going to be with actual beautiful girls that actually love you and worship the land you are walking on if you go about it that way. You have to be not cold with the girl by any means. You just have to have at the back of your mind that at some point you will break up, and there's a good chance you will break up because you will miss a detail you shouldn't miss. She's going to have an R R I ah. She's going to have an RAS flip on you. Watch the video about the RAS flip and why she stops liking you all of a sudden, and what you should do about that. But yeah, see everything as a real but yeah, see everything as a learning experience and you will move along much faster. You will skip a bunch of heartbreak.